Most people believe their lives are shaped by hard work, circumstance, or luck. Circumstance or luck. But what if you were told that your thoughts alone, silent, invisible, unmeasured, could pull success toward you like a magnet? Millions already believe it. Millions swear it changed their lives. But beneath the inspirational quotes and viral success stories lies a deeper mystery almost no one talks about. Is the law of attraction a universal truth? Or one of the most seductive illusions ever sold? That's the question that starts this journey, and the more you follow the trail, the stranger it gets. To understand how this idea took over the modern world, we need to look far back long before glossy self-help books and motivational seminars. The origins of the law of attraction trace to the New Thought movement of the late 19th century, a time when America was wrestling with industrial chaos, rapid change, and a growing psychological crisis. People wanted answers that traditional religion and early science weren't giving them. Into this confusion stepped figures like Phineas Quimby, a mesmerist who claimed that illness, failure, and suffering were rooted in the mind. His ideas were simple but radical. Change your thoughts, and your reality changes with them. It was spiritual thinking packaged like science, and the public was hungry for it. Quimby never used the phrase law of attraction, but the seed was planted. As decades passed, these ideas quietly evolved. Authors such as William Walker Atkinson and Charles Haanel wrote early manuals that blended mysticism with pseudoscientific language. Their books promised readers that thought vibrations could shape external events. These teachings remained niche for decades, circling around self-improvement groups, early motivational speakers, and fringe spiritual circles, but something was building beneath the surface. People weren't just reading these ideas. They wanted proof. They wanted stories. They wanted certainty in a world that felt increasingly unpredictable. Then came the rise. In the early 2000s, a little-known Australian television producer named Rhonda Byrne stumbled onto these older teachings while facing personal crisis. She transformed them into something powerful, cinematic, and emotionally irresistible: The Secret. Released in 2006, it wasn't just a book or a documentary. It was a movement wrapped in the promise that anyone could reshape their destiny with thought alone. Millions bought in. Celebrities endorsed it. Talk shows promoted it. The law of attraction wasn't just philosophy anymore. It had become a global phenomenon. Suddenly, visualizing a new reality wasn't just encouraged, it was marketed as a universal law of the universe. As real as gravity, but every rise has a breaking point. As the idea spread, so did the criticism. Scientists pushed back, calling it untestable and unfalsifiable. Psychologists warned that positive thinking could become toxic when used to avoid reality instead of facing it. And then the failures began stacking up. People who tried to manifest wealth found themselves sinking deeper into debt. Those who visualized health sometimes ignored medical care, believing they could think their way out of illness. The narrative began to crack. If the law of attraction worked for some people but not others, what separated success from failure? Was it belief, effort, chance? Or was the whole idea built on selective stories and confirmation bias? The fallout became impossible to ignore. In the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, thousands who clung to manifestation culture claimed they had been misled. Motivational gurus doubled down, arguing that doubt or low vibration energy had sabotaged their results. This created a loop that critics would later call a psychological trap. If it works, it proves the law. If it fails, you're to blame. And yet, even with the backlash, the movement never disappeared. It simply morphed. The world of social media gave it new life. On TikTok, manifestation hashtags now receive billions of views. On YouTube, creators promise that specific subliminal sounds can change your life overnight. The modern version is more aesthetic, more viral, and more bite-sized, but the core message hasn't changed. Visualize it, focus on it, believe in it, and it will come. The difference? Now it spreads faster than ever, reaching people during moments of stress, uncertainty, and economic instability. Just like in the 19th century, people want control. They want hope, and hope sells. But here's where the story takes a surprising turn. While much of the law of attraction's promise lacks scientific proof, modern psychology does show that thoughts can indirectly influence outcomes, just not in the mystical way people imagine. Cognitive framing affects behavior. Optimism increases perseverance. Visualization can improve performance by activating neurological pathways involved in planning and attention. These are real effects, grounded in research, but they operate through action, not cosmic magnetism. In other words, thoughts can shape your reality, but only when they shape your decisions. The data is just as fascinating. Studies show that people with strong goal visualization are more likely to develop long-term planning habits. People who journal their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. Positive expectations significantly increase resilience during setbacks. These facts reflect a pattern that keeps repeating across history. People aren't manifesting reality. They're priming themselves to act differently within it. So is the law of attraction fact or fiction? The answer is more complicated than believers or skeptics admit. The mystical claims lack evidence. The cosmic explanations collapse under scrutiny. But the psychological mechanisms behind focus, expectation, and self-belief are real, and when misunderstood, they can lead to either empowerment or self-deception. 3 takeaways stand out. First, thoughts matter, but only when paired with consistent action. Second, belief can be a tool for motivation, not a replacement for effort. And third, no universal law will shape your life more powerfully than your daily decisions. The danger comes when people mistake inspiration for instruction or mindset for magic. The law of attraction isn't just a spiritual trend, it's a window into what humans fear, desire, and hope for. Maybe the real question isn't whether the universe listens to us, but whether we're finally ready to listen to ourselves. If this video made you rethink what shapes your reality, consider subscribing for deeper stories just like this. And remember, thought is powerful, but only if you decide what to do with it next.